This video, I pretty much want to talk about basically concept out of chapter 5, I believe. I forget where it is, but I think it's in chapter 5 of Heidegger's Being and Time. I haven't done a video on Heidegger's Being and Time for a little while, but I got a couple coming. This one being one of them. I want to talk about the concept of authenticity. Either in chapter 4 or 5 of the first division. Understanding. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably in chapter 3 or something like that, but I don't recall. Oh wait. I shouldn't be doing this. Basically, what authenticity is, it has to do with it's basically modes of being. And I think it's interesting because this is a big existentialist term. Like, he says that he didn't think he was ever on existentialist, but he was. So, you will find, basically Heidegger came out with this term of authenticity or Eigentlichkeit. That's the German word for it. There's Eigentlichkeit and Uneigentlichkeit. That's the authenticity and inauthenticity, and Sartre picked it up after that and made it his own, and it's just like it's a standing term in existentialist thought, and people, and even in continental thought following that. So we had people like Charles Taylor pick it up, and even much later in I think published in 2000. Corey Anton, who actually has a nice YouTube channel here, his Selfhood and Authenticity, who was writing and talking about the writing of Charles Taylor. So this is a big concept, but I'm just going to mostly discuss it the way Heidegger did it. First of all, I want to point out that Heidegger, we have the issue as to whether it's self or other first. Is it selfhood or other first? Husserl had self first. Self, and then we move towards, experiencing the other. We get out of our original sphere, and we experience the other. We go from self to other. But for Heidegger, I think it's in chapter 4 where the big other thing is, which is a really neat chapter. I think if I can find the beginning of it. Yeah, being in the world as being with and being oneself, the they. That one right there, that's an awesome chapter here. It's pretty long. This is no, that's not. That's part of. Yeah, that's most of it. That's only part of it though. I was having 2 chapters in there, but what basically goes on in there? I have actually a hour-long video about that 4th chapter, and I have a video on the 5th chapter coming, and then after that, hopefully not too long after that, I'll have a video about the 6th chapter, and that'll end the first division. I have videos on chapters 1 through 4, and I'm trying to complete it here. But back to authenticity. Authenticity, or Eigentlichkeit, is, I guess, it's the design revealing itself. The mindness, Dasein, and the Dasein is its average. The average everydayness comes more to the Uneigentlichkeit, but the authenticity kind of like it's the oh gosh, what is it? It's this mindness. This being in the world of Dasein, or being in there, that we all each have, that is in each case mine, and Dasein is basically the way that he tries to represent the man, or consciousness. Even consciousness isn't a word I would typically use, but that's kind of what he's doing. But it's mostly about the man and who the man is, and the human being and consciousness. So since we have other, that is for Heidegger, since others first, since we had this basically this ontological link. We have being in the world and Dasein, which is in each case mine, and we have this bit of a ontological link between ourselves and the things present at hand and the ready to hand, and how we can pick out things that we see Dasein and certain other things that are that appear ready to hand, but we see the Dasein of our own type in those things. That's how we pick out others. So we are all kind of otherized in this whole thing, and then we kind of move toward ourself. So for Heidegger, other is first and then self, but for Husserl, self then other. So there's that big question as to, and Sartre has a lot about other, and otherization and such. So this concept of authenticity is centered around self or other, but you can, and there's actually three modes of falling, or three ways of being. We have authenticity, inauthenticity, also the mode of undifferentiatedness, which I'll get to. So authenticity first off. I said minus and Dasein revealing itself. The being of Dasein being in sort of in a way to, I guess, nonchalantly and vaguely describe it as to almost like going your own way, not conforming. That isn't the way I would describe it with respect to Heidegger, but the whole term within, following him and following Sartre, it's almost like a concept of, well, in Charles Taylor at least. I've read a bit of Charles Taylor. If I had it, I would get it up. But I don't actually own that book, which is called The Ethics of Authenticity. Being authentic, not conforming, going outside of the typical limits that society sets up for one. Kind of going and doing your own thing, and not just because. Just because somebody else is doing one thing doesn't mean you have to, and that kind of, there's issues about that with technology, and it just goes to many different facets. So, back to Heidegger though, authenticity is almost like you are revealing yourself in that you are revealing your being. It's almost like a uniqueness. So inauthenticity or fallenness, or it's basically alienation from yourself, because you are basically a part of this they. You are part of the whole thing, or the other. This is the Dasein covering itself. So you're basically covering yourself amongst all the they, and you alienate. You are alienated from yourself. And then the mode of undifferentiatedness. This is kind of just sticking with the average everydayness and being neutral and not choosing to go either way. That's a less mentioned one, but that's definitely there. So I guess with respect to existentialism and phenomenology, I would say that this is very important for Heidegger in following him, because this is related to being. It's related to Heidegger's ontology and his phenomenological ontology. So that's basically the way I would break it down for Heidegger himself. It's very different, and it just the concept changes as it goes past Heidegger and Sartre. So if you think I've messed something up or left something out, please comment below. Or if you have a question, also comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.